It's after work, doing a little work on the white Cateyes intake. I ordered a bunch of parts here, a bunch of AN fittings, some just miscellaneous stuff I need for the truck, like I guess some coolant temp sensors, oil pressure sensor. I'm doing away with the overflow tank on this, so I'm putting this inside the line, onto the radiator. And then a little baby inline fuel filter here. And then our regulator. Took this regulator off our 80s model truck because we're doing something different with the fuel system there. And it's got a bunch of just random AN fittings, but we're gonna Y into the back of the fuel rails like this right here, running 6 AN, and then we're coming out the regulator with that. And then I bought I got some silicone on here. I like to let it sit up and kind of make it like an O-ring. That way when we put the top on it, it'll just squish the rubber down and seal up anything that's not 100% flat. I mean, we did weld this sheet metal intake together, so I mean it hasn't been decked or trued or anything, so it's not 100% straight, but those bolts will pull it down. I did the same thing with my other one when I put the intercooler in between it, and it don't leak at all, so we're good there. I guess Holly taps this hole here for 3/8 pipe thread, and this air temperature sensor I got was 1/4 inch, so I actually welded that hole up and retapped it. And then I got my map sensor down there, a little custom bracket holding on there. It's not going anywhere, so I may I'm probably gonna let this sit up overnight. That way it's good and hard, like an O-ring, like I said before, for when I put that top on there. And then we got a throttle cable. I actually need to weld some brackets onto here for the throttle cable. I need to do that. We still need to put our sensors on there. Plan on getting that thing running, I don't know, but hopefully by the end of the weekend. I got a little bit of stuff to do. I need to get the terminator all hooked up. I'm actually gonna put the truck on a push button, so I gotta do that. A lot of wiring. Fuel pump is actually, I already changed the fuel pump, so we're good there. And then we gotta do the exhaust. I temporarily had the headers on the truck, but there's no gaskets behind them, so I'm gonna take them off and gonna seal those up with the gaskets. I actually use red RTV, works good, and bolt them down. Then I'm gonna run the headers out the fenders. It's just straight 3-inch pipes, stainless steel. And then I keep saying and then so probably annoying. So after that we will let's just say the terminator, and then wiring and crank it up, I guess. After that I'm going to drive it around, try to get the tune pretty good. I'm going to do the tuning myself on this one. I don't think it should be too bad. Just naturally aspirated 4.8. Once we get it running good, we're going to throw some nitrous on it. So we'll see what we can do. I couldn't resist. Went ahead and put the top on it tonight. The silicone was pretty set up. I just didn't bolt. I ain't actually bolted it down. Just put the bolts in it. So I'm going to let that dry overnight. But went ahead and put the fuel rails on it. That's pretty much ready to go in the truck now. Sweet. Get excited. Just cut these brackets out on the laser. They're going to be some coil relocate mounts for my 4.8 that's in my white truck. Tinkering with it a little bit on a Sunday here. I'm going to bend these up in a minute, and then I'm going to put it in the truck. Show you how it works. here's the bracket. Here's the coils. Got some bolts. Put that together. Bam! Got her bolted down. So I'm gonna take it out to the truck and show you where it's gonna go. These are kind of just temporary. I mean, I didn't really make a way to bolt them to the frame or anything because this 4.8 that I've got going in here is just temporary. And the headers I'm using the cheap eBay turbo header, cheap eBay Ford turbo headers, and you gotta do something for the spark plug. So I'm gonna go out there and show you. So there we go. Got them down there on the frame, and I put some holes in those brackets to kind of lighten them up, but it actually worked out pretty good because that one hole goes in the shock bracket right there. So I could just put a nut on top of that and tighten it down. But what I actually want to do is I cut some slots in those brackets, and I'm gonna zip tie them around the frame temporarily. But you see we got our plugs wires on there. I'm not crazy about those plug wires. There's some real cheapies, but I really need some 90 degrees right there instead of the 180s that come straight out. So I'm probably gonna pick up some new ones of those just so we don't have any plug issues, any spark plug wire issues. That's just so annoying to have burnt plug wires.